Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make an off-shoulder dress with bishop sleeves. So I'm going to be making a mini dress. You can also make a maxi dress using the same guideline. I'm using this beautiful African print fabric to make this dress. And the rest of the tools that we need is the tape rule, chalk, scissors, matching thread, ruler, and the French curve. So to start drafting your measurements, you will first place your fabric on fold in a bias form. So you're going to open up your fabric, hold the one end of the fabric and then the other end, then you place it on an angle like this. Okay, so you're going to do this on your fabric bolt before you cut it out. This is so you can make sure that you have enough space for your shoulder measurement, and also that you have enough for the length, because some fabric you might run short in the back and also in the front. So make sure you have enough fabric and that it contains all your measurement before you cut out the back and also the front piece. So that's what I did, and now we are ready to place our measurements. And now mark out the shoulder line. So that's where I'm going to begin to place the shoulder measurement. So from that shoulder line, I mark out 1 inch. This would be for my elastic casing, because this dress have elastic on the shoulder. Okay. So after that, on the shoulder line, divide your shoulder measurement by 2, and then you place whatever measurement you got and add half an inch seam allowance for joining to the back. Remember, we are cutting both the back and the front together. So after that, you determine how off you want your off shoulder dress to be. I am using 5 inches, so I place that on the end of the shoulder line, and then I'll get my chest line, which is 9 inches. So now I'll draw out the line. So on that chest line is where we will put our chest measurement. No, I'm sorry, the bust measurement. So you're going to divide your bust measurement by 4 plus 1 inch seam allowance. Then you mark it out right there. Now you're going to use your French curve to create an armhole curve. So you connect that bust measurement to the shoulder measurement, just like this. All right, so basically for this dress, the only measurements that you need are your shoulder measurement, your bust measurement, and then the length of the dress. All right, so you also need your shoulder to chest line measurement. Okay, so after you place the measurements, the next thing is also to get the length of the dress. So you're going to be minusing whatever measurement you're using for your off shoulder. You can use 4 inches, you can use 4.5, you can use 5 inches. So I am using 5 inches. So you place your measurement, your tape measure on the shoulder line, making sure to minus the 5 inches, just like I'm showing you here. Then from there, you get the length of the dress. I am working with a length of 33 inches plus 1 inch seam allowance, making it 34 inches. So that 34 inches is what I will place all around, minusing the 5 inches at the shoulder line. So you keep moving your tape rule, marking your 34 inches until all your dimensions are covered. Okay. Right, keep marking until you get to the center fold. So basically you're making like a half circle by moving your tape all around. That's what we just did here. So you make sure you straighten your fabric and smoothing it out to make sure all the lines are matching properly. All right. If need be, you can place your tape rule back on the shoulder line and remeasure to make sure you have accurate measurements. When you're sure that all your measurements are accurate, it's time to cut out our dress. So now if you were not going to use like the elastic for the shoulders, you can create a different neckline at the center fold if you wish. But mine, I'm making it to be straight, so I'm just going to go ahead to cut it out. Now, before you continue the cutting, you're going to take your yardstick and place it at the end of your bust measurement. So we'll be connecting this down to the length of the dress or the hemline, just like this. Okay. Now you continue the cutting. You cut from your shoulder down to the bust line and then all the way to the hemline or the length of your dress. Just like this, and then you're going to cut out the half circle that you made earlier. So take note that the front and the back um, dress are the same measurement. There's nothing different because remember we'll be using elastic at the shoulders. So you just take the same measurement and no special neckline design. So this is the dress after you've cut it out. All right, you can take any piece to be your front or your back. So this is what it looks like after you've cut it out. And we'll be joining these are the sides. So we'll be joining these at the sides, okay? And now we are going to be cutting the sleeves. Okay, so to cut the sleeve, place your fabric in four. Fold your fabric into four so you can cut both sleeves at the same time. Then at the beginning, draw your guideline. From that guideline, measure down the length of your sleeve. So remember, the sleeve is a bishop sleeve with a band as the hem. So I am using 18 inches as the length of my sleeve. However, on the main sleeve, I measured out 15 inches. So which means that the band will be 3 inches in height. Okay. So at the beginning of the guideline, you measure the 5 inches we took out for the main dress. From that 5 inches mark, you come down and measure your cap height. My cap height is 4 inches. All right. So on that cap height, you'll be measuring armhole round. So mine is 8.5 inches. So that's the measurement that I placed right there. So now using my French curve, connect it to the 5 inches we marked at the beginning. You connect it together just like this. Okay. So now for the main sleeve, we will not be adding the round sleeve on it because we want a volume. We'll be gathering the hemline of the main sleeve. Okay, so I am using the length of 15 inches. So which means when you open it up, it will be 30 inches. So you can use however wideness you want for your hem on the main sleeve. So you don't have to worry about it because we'll be gathering it in the at the end. Okay, so you just draw the line from the armhole curve down to your hemline, and then the sleeve is ready to be cut out. So after you cut it out, you make a notch like that. So this is how the sleeve looks like. And again, we'll be gathering the hemline, after which we will now attach the band. So now I'm going to show you how to cut the band of our sleeve. Alright, so I started using this leftover fabric, thinking that it's going to be enough to cut my band, but I realized in the end that it wasn't enough. So you can ignore this portion completely because I didn't have enough fabric. I didn't realize that, and I continued to measure. Okay, so as you can see, it wasn't enough, so we discard that. I'm gonna get a fresh fabric. So watch how I'm going to fold for our band. So you get your fabric, I fold it like this, then turn it over again. All right. So the length of the band is 3 inches. So you place that measurement plus ½ inch seam allowance to join it to the main sleeve. So this is how it looks like, just like I'm showing you, okay? So now your round sleeve, so you measure your round sleeve, wherever your sleeve is going to end. Whatever measurement you have, you're going to divide that into two and place it like this. So I have 10 inches. So I place 5 inches plus ½ inch seam allowance for joining these side seams. So this is it. So easy to make the band. And after that, you just cut it out. So this is one of the band. Then open up the fabric again. So you open up, fold like this, and then turn it over again. So we'll place the first band on this second one to cut that out. and then you make a notch. Okay, so this is my two bands ready, and this is the main sleeve. So once we gather that, then we'll be attaching the cuff. All right, so we're ready to sew. First thing is to sew the side seams of the main dress like this. You join them at the side seam. I also went ahead and hemmed the bottom. And now we'll be preparing our sleeve to attach to the main dress. Okay, so after your sleeve is ready, you'll be attaching it to the main dress like this. All right, so this is one of my sleeves. I've gone ahead and gathered it at the hem. So once you gather it, you're going to take your tape measure and measure if you have um, the measurement of your round sleeve. In my case, I have 10 inches. Once you have the 10 inches, then you get your band. You get your band and place it with right size together, and then you will pin. So you can turn it over. You can turn it over like this and continue pinning the band to the main sleeve. If you so after you do your gather and you draw them together, don't cut out the thread yet, because in case if you need to keep pulling while you are attaching your sleeve to your band, then you can make the adjustment as you go. Okay, so you continue pinning. If you need to make adjustments, you can. So once you pin, make sure you leave like about half an inch at the end, so you don't need to pull the gathers at that end. So that's where that half inch will be for joining the side seams. All right, so after you have attached it, you're going to sew, and now then you also top stitch. So that's the sleeve, and after that you will join the sides before attaching to your main dress. So I made two lines of the gathers. All right, and then I've gone ahead and attached it using my sewing machine. So now you push down the excess towards the sleeve. So you to push it down towards the sleeve, and then you go ahead and top stitch the rest and then stitch the sides. So after you stitch the side, then you're ready to attach it to your sleeve. So I've gone ahead and attached one, and this is how it looks like. You'll be matching the side seam of the dress and the side seam of the sleeves together. Then you go ahead and pin and sew. So this is what it looks like after I've attached all the both sleeves. So now our dress is almost been ready. So now what I did is create the elastic casing. Remember the 1 inch allowance that we left. So you're going to fold it, and we'll go ahead and sew it all around. So we're going to sew it all around, and we'll be leaving like a little opening where we will attach our elastic. All right, so now I'm done sewing it all around, and this is what it looks like, and we are ready to insert our elastic. I'm going to be using the slim elastic. I wanted to use the wide band elastic, but I decided to just use this one because it works as well. So what you're going to do is use the elastic and hold it around your shoulder circumference. Make sure that is snug enough, and then you cut that out. So on the opening that we made, that's where you start inserting your elastic. So after you finish inserting the elastic, you're going to overlap it together like this. So since my elastic is very thin, I'm going to use um, needle and thread to secure the rest. Okay, so you can use your machine and use a zigzag to do that, but I just decided to use my needle and thread to do it because my elastic is very thin. All right, so you hold it together, sew them together like this. Keep sewing it until it's completely closed. You don't want it to, um, break when you push it into the dress. So after that, you just push the rest of them into the dress and adjust the neckline as you're going. And this is what it looks like. Now on that opening that where we inserted the elastic, I just went back and used my needle and thread again to close it up. Again, you can do this on your sewing machine also. All right, so I just sewing close the opening. I use the invisible stitch to do this part. All right, so now the dress is basically ready. You just adjust your elastic, adjust it all around. And this is what the dress is looking like so far. So the dress also have a belt. I used 2 inches as the width, and then the length of my belt is 46 inches. So you can cut yours however wide you want. And this is what it looks like when you tie it. So this is the dress without the belt, and this is the dress with the belt. So thank you for watching. If this video has been helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.